Unique New York. Unique New York. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Is this a metal thing?
Yes.
A little taste.
David, what is this?
Pretty thick.
Great.
I have to kill a lot of people. Just tell me what you want me to fuck.
I have big tits and a tiny vagina.
Oil me up, Daddy.
I can't believe that Bryce prefers big tits. Mistletoe alert. This is butt country.
This guy was a real jerk.
How long can Hugo being pregnant?
Chomp, 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 chomp.
Oh, I'm just such a dick, David.
Okay, everybody, put on your corpse handling gloves.
Ew.
Hoodie Picasso. Horror.
Hello and welcome to Horror Movie Talk. I'm your cult leader, Bryce Hanson, and with me is Pyramid Head Max, a terrifying creature embodying guilt and punishment, and Nurse Sydney, the grotesque, twitching creature representing repressed sexual desires and guilt. Every week we review a single horror movie. New theatrical releases always get priority, but we also review older horror movies, both good and horrible.
You did it.
Today we're reviewing Silent Hill. Oh shit, I keep forgetting to do the YouTube intros.
That was...
On this episode of Horror Movie Talk, we're talking about Silent Hill. Get your silent, ready for your hill, and meet us at the place.
It's really quiet. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. Full video available on YouTube. Don't be a square. Be sure to share. Also, check out patreon.com/horror movie talk, the equivalent of your adult section at the video rental store. That just goes to our target demographic, people that remember what rental stores are. If you want to add your pee to the community pool, go to horrormovietalk.com or call 682-253-4468 and leave us a voicemail. We got a great show. We're going to start out by giving a brief review and score for Silent Hill, and then we're going to get into some spoilers. This is what happens when I don't read the things. We're going to get into spoilers. It's delineated. You can hop off if you've never seen Silent Hill at that point and come back. Later on, we'll be doing taglines, a bit where we come up with alternate taglines to the movie. I've never played the Silent Hill video game, so I had to actually ask ChatGPT what characters were in the video game.
You wasted
so I could use
valuable energy that someone could have used to power their home to ask. You could have just Googled that.
Yeah, okay,
It's
hold on.
better than Bitcoin.
My question about ChatGPT, I'm starting to realize we haven't invented AI, right? We just invented a search engine and called it AI.
No, it's AI.
It's predictive text, basically. That's very fancy. Well, anyways, the point I was trying to make is, like, I don't know any of the characters. So, like, the terrifying creature embodiment of guilt and punishment and the twitching creature representing repressed sexual desires and guilt, that's just based off of what ChatGPT told me.
I thought you were making jokes
characters.
about who me and
Well,
Max
yes,
are.
also that, but it works on multiple levels.
I have no guilt or shame.
Anyway, that's kind of part of the problem, Max.
I'll never change!
Regardless of the facts set before me. So Silent Hill can be found on Peacock and is also available to rent on all the other places that you rent things. The movie is about Rose de Silva. She brings her adopted daughter Sharon to an eerie ghost town called Silent Hill, hoping to find a cure for Sharon's mysterious condition and learn why she's having nightmares about the town. Following a police chase and a brutal car accident, Sharon vanishes upon Rose's awakening. Rose finds herself in a spooky, ookie alternate dimension that occasionally turns into an even spookier, ookier dimension filled with unimaginable horrors. As she frantically searches for her missing daughter, she meets the townsfolk and finds out about the town's lore. My favorite thing. Having not played the video game this film is based on, I can already tell you that it's a faithful adaptation because it's like because watching the first half of the film is like watching someone play a video game, and unfortunately, they're not very good at it. I was craving more cutscenes, or maybe more scenes cut. Some of the iconic imagery from the game. Yeah, I was pretty proud of that. I'm pretty proud of that line. Some of the iconic imagery from the video game of Pyramid Head and the nurses are wedged in as non-sequiturs. I assumed that the film would make some kind of effort to explain them, but nope. I still have no idea what their significance is to the story. The thing that the movie really has going for it is its production design and vibes. The film is very moody, feels oppressive, and just looks horrifying at times. Unfortunately, the writing and acting is distractingly bad at times. Honestly, it felt like they spent all the budget on production design, then midway realized, hey, wait, did we ever write a script for this thing? And then scrambled for the last half of the movie. The last half of the movie redeems itself in some ways. The action and horror ramps up. The exposition finally gives us something to hold on to, and it actually ends up telling a story, which is nice. Overall, I felt like the film was too slow and uneven. There were some really great body horror and memorable scenes, but unfortunately, they're wrapped in a pretty forgettable movie. I give it a score of 4 out of 10. What say you, Sydney? I feel like I hurt your feelings.
I'm going to be the minority here, and I know that because you two have been talking shit about this movie for a couple days in the chat. But this movie is like honestly kind of nostalgic for me because I mean I didn't watch it when it came out because I was a kid, but like I really liked this in high school. I liked it so much so that I went on this like rampage of I watched almost every single Silent Hill gameplay on YouTube with no commentary. Like just watching the game being played. I did not want someone talking. No commentary, just gameplay. And I watched my favorites were Silent Hill 4, which is the room where it's like you're stuck in a room and you then like the Silent Hill universe opens up and that's how you have to get the keys to like leave the room. That one's good.
Sounds riveting.
It's really good. And the other one I really liked was the 2012 one, Downpour, because that was when like, you know, graphics were getting better and stuff. And obviously the playtest that never came into a real game, that playtest is one of the most iconic playtests of all time. It's very scary. It's very good. So this movie just like set me up to like spiral into that. The games are awesome. I haven't played them, but watching them, it's great. And it's one of the most iconic like game series of all time. I don't like when you guys were talking about how in the chat that like the acting was off. Like I know a couple scenes like definitely, but like for the most part, I didn't really feel that. Like I didn't feel like that. I felt like I turned this movie on and I was like, let's go. Like I was watching it like I was watching like a football game. Like I was like, this is awesome. Like it's just like it's over the top. It's ridiculous. There are some really gross things. There are some really crazy scenes. Some of the special effects are kind of off. And like the CGI is kind of bad in some scenes, but I think it drags a little bit at the end. I don't really care about all of the backstory. Some of it is cool, some of it's not. But I just love this movie. I just think it's good. It freaked me out as a kid. It's still kind of scary now. It's really fun. I love the ending. I think the ending wraps it up really in a really crazy way. Am I frozen?
Yes.
A little bit, but it's okay.
Okay. Great.
Max, what do you think?
All right. Well, I'll start this off by saying I'm a big fan of video games turned into movies. Sonic the Hedgehog, incredible. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, even better. And you know what? Jim Carrey said that he was done acting unless a golden script delivered by an angel was placed before him. And guess who's going to be in Sonic the Hedgehog 3 next year? So, I'm just saying that could be the greatest movie of all time.
Yeah, so you know it's going to be good.
Yeah, exactly. But I was not feeling it on Silent Hill. It felt like every single actor was fighting tooth and nail to win the worst actor ever award. The acting was awful. It was so bad. I don't know what Sydney was talking about. Every scene was really, really bad.
Yeah, I don't know how much it is the acting. I mean, I guess, like, I don't know. I don't know if the acting was, like, terrible to the degree I'd say they're trying to be bad, but, like, the script is just so... Oh, no. Sydney stopped recording. Hold on. Idiot.
I have no baby.
Here we're back. Okay. Hopefully we retain some of what Sydney said.
Can I say my score? I didn't even say my score because I froze.
Okay, say your score.
8 out of 10. This movie's good.
Ooh.
I like
Bad
this movie.
opinion. Roast her in the
good
comments.
movie.
If you think Sydney's opinion is bad, leave a comment down below.
Yeah, fuck me. Fuck me.
Okay,
right.
well, when we stopped, we were like halfway through me talking
Yeah.
about what I thought
Yeah.
about this movie. So
Yeah.
So you're talking about the acting, and I was
I think
saying-
the acting was atrocious. It was really bad. The mom and the cop were duking it out for worst actress.
Yeah, they weren't that great. But honestly, there's nothing that they could do, though. I mean,
The script was bad.
Rose was like, all she's doing is yelling out Sharon for an hour. It reminded me. Have you seen that that edit of the video game Heavy Rain at the end, where it's just like the guy yelling out Sean for like 10 minutes? I'll have to find that and show that. But yeah, I mean, it's very, very repetitive for the first half of the movie, and they're just not given that much, and they're not, I wasn't impressed either.
Yeah, I think that the writing is a big problem of it, but the cop, I don't know her name, the actress, but the only other thing I've seen her in is The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And I did not like her in The Walking Dead either. So I think it's her. I think she's the problem.
I had to pinpoint that because I was watching the movie and I was like, where the fuck do I know her from? And I ended up having to Google it because I couldn't figure it out. But yeah, Walking Dead. I will get into it in spoilers, but I like the cop. I liked her. She was annoying at first.
I think
but I
the
liked her.
only redeemable qualities of this movie are the lore. The lore is kind of interesting. It's very video gamey. Like it feels like you're learning the lore through a cutscene, like Bryce said, but I don't know. It was fun. And then there was like one kill by one of the characters that was so crazy. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. So that was pretty cool too. But other than that, I did not like this. I'm giving it a 3 out of 10.
Damn. You guys.
Okay, I found the clip. This has spoilers for Heavy Rain, but I've got to show this. This is what the first half of the movie reminded me of. Heavy Rain has this glitch where the dad is just yelling out the name of the son. Here, let me turn this down so it's not...
hope it's not too late.
So basically, if you hit it at the wrong time, he'll just keep yelling Sean for the rest of the video game, basically.
Oh my god.
Okay,
I think
that
it
is
eventually,
pretty good.
I think it eventually shows his face and he's actually saying it. Just screaming at his dead son.
His son is alive and awake and he's still screaming.
I knew he would come and save me.
Ethan. I know who the killer is, Ethan. I can prove your innocence.
Congratulations, Ethan. You succeeded. You're the father that I have been looking for all these years.
It's Tourette's.
A man capable of giving his own life.
Anyways, yeah, that's
Oh, that's
so.
really
That's what the
good.
first half of this movie is just Rose yelling around, going, "Sharon, Sharon." So, anywho, now we move on to our massive wall of advertisements. Come with me on a journey through 15 fucking ads. If you don't want to listen to the commercials for the next 5 minutes, you should know that you could just go to Patreon and subscribe, and you get early access to our episodes without ads at a certain level. I'll let you discover that yourself. But I'll tell you what.
God damn it.
It's less than the cost of this. Oh, is Sydney freezing again? God damn it.
Okay, I'm good.
All right.
Sorry.
She's good. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Way to stay calm in the face of a trial, Sydney.
This is a real me.
Also, other ways you can support the show is listen to this ad. And listen to this ad.
It's more like in between every word that we say, like in the mid roll. It's like hi, ad, and we're ad.
Well, I did the thing that you recommended last time, which was just wait 30 seconds during the mid roll and play another ad. Except our last episode was 2.5 hours long, and so it was requiring that I put in
20
literally
ads.
14 ad breaks.
Oh.
And so,
fuck.
That's a lot. Anyways, other ways you can support the show other than just spending a couple ducats at Patreon.
And listening to this ad.
Go to our shop at horrormovietalk.com/shop. Also, check out our resident artist, Dustin Goebel. He's a professional artist who fucks hard. He also takes commissions for artwork from HMT fans. Contact him at dgoebel00 on Instagram and make your artistic dreams come true. Tell him that we sent you. Also, our number again is 682-253-4468. Call that number to leave a voicemail. Thanks again for listening. Let's get into spoilers.
So let's talk about this Quiet Hill.
Yeah. So quiet. Sharon! Sharon!
Yeah, don't play a drinking game where you take a shot every time she says Sharon, because you will be drunk in the first 5 minutes.
Well, we also have Ned Stark yelling his wife, whatever her name is.
Yeah. Rose.
And he's like, I'm definitely American. I'm American. Rose, come back.
I'm always like scared when Sean Bean shows up, because I'm like, oh no, when's he gonna die? He dies in every movie he's in.
He doesn't in this one. It's really rare. It's really rare.
So
why was he even in this movie?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, it starts out with this like cold open where Rose is like, again, doing what she does most of the movie, which is yelling out Sharon's name, looking for her because she's lost and she's trying to find her, and then sees her on the edge of a giant like cliff.
The biggest cliff in the world.
Right. It's like, if this waterfall existed, it would be a renowned, landmark, but it's just next to some suburb.
And there'd be a fence around it.
And they live in Ohio too, which is like, we
well known for its mountainous terrain.
I felt like the cold open was a little too cold. Like, I was worried that I had missed something.
It doesn't make sense. I didn't remember this. I did not think that this was how this movie started. And I was like, wait, did I? Because like I started the movie and Peacock gives you ads before the movie. So I like went in the kitchen and I did something, and then it started playing while I was still in the kitchen. I came back in. I rewound to the beginning, and I was like, oh wait, this is how it opens. Like, I was only 1 minute in. Like it's a really crazy way to start the movie.
Right. And so she catches up to Sharon, and then we find out that she was sleepwalking, but also like having visions of hell, also known as Silent Hill, apparently. And and then we just ignore that entire scene. And we're like, I guess that's the affliction, where it's like she's got some disease that makes her sleepwalk and dream of Silent Hill. We need to find out what's wrong, which honestly, as a parent, it's like, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. I wouldn't worry about it that much.
At most, you'd be like, maybe we should take her to see like a doctor or a psychiatrist, not let's drive to a ghost town and have my daughter wander around to break through her trauma.
Right. Well, so, I mean, as a parent, let me...
They did take her to a psychiatrist.
Pardon me.
Sorry.
Sydney,
pardon me.
Wait your turn. We'll let you know when you can speak.
As a parent, I'm just looking at what is the problem here. The problem is she's sleepwalking and she's having weird night terrors. My kids, like almost all my kids, had night terrors. It's scary, but honestly, you wait it out. And if your kid sleepwalks, guess what? Put him in a sleeping bag that's hard to get out of. Problem solved. Like, that's it.
That's a good idea.
You put him in a sleeping bag with mittens on. That's all you have to do. You don't have to go see a psychiatrist. You don't have to go to a doctor. You don't have to travel cross country to a abandoned ghost town with noxious fumes. Like, there's plenty of things that
or get like one of those
Rose
locks.
does that is completely nonsense logic. But this is the first one. The first one, which is like, we have to cure our child of sleepwalking and nightmares. Oh God, no! What's wrong with her? It's like, she's a child. That's it. They just do that.
Mean, that's the
Hold
thing
on,
is like
Sydney. I'll let you know when you can talk. I got things that I gotta say. Why they could just put a lock on the door, right? Like on the front door at least. Like, how is your kid getting outside and wandering across busy roads to a huge waterfall
Yeah.
When all you had to do was put like one of those locks at the top of the door that only adults can reach.
Yeah.
Okay, Sydney, you could talk now if you want.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well,
Make
okay,
it snappy, though.
They do. So they do say
Actually,
that
Sydney,
she's-
before you say that, no, go ahead. Go ahead. You've earned it.
What is going on?
Okay, sorry, Sydney, go.
Don't do this.
This
to
is
me.
what it feels like when you interrupt us and talk over us, Sydney.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
go on.
sorry. Was that what
Proceed.
you were talking about before I came on the recording?
Yes.
How I talk over you
I
guys?
don't know. I don't know what we were talking about.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, go,
but-
Sydney.
So they do say that she's
Go ahead.
sick.
Anyways, so
All right, moving on. We're killing Sydney. So is she actually sick? Like, was there something other than sleepwalking and night terrors, Sydney? You seem to have insight in this.
No,
I wish you
was
would just spit it out.
I was just gonna say that Rose does say she's sick a bunch of times and that she's on medication and that they've taken her to the doctor and but they don't say anything else but these this sleepwalking and the fact that she'll draw something really cute and then the next day it will be scary and she won't remember drawing it scary. So I don't know what mental illness that is or sickness that is. I don't know what kind of medication this child is on for whatever, but there is a lot of fixes for sleepwalking. Like it's not and
Right.
a lot of kids sleepwalk. Like that I used to sleepwalk when I was a kid. I don't anymore. Like you kind of
Yeah.
grow out of it. I have nightmares. It's not an affliction. It's just like a fucking thing. But yeah, it's crazy that I think it seems like the husband and wife are gonna get a divorce, but that's not they don't ever say that. It just seems like
Right.
they're disagreeing on how to parent their child. So Rose technically kidnaps her own daughter and takes her to a scary place that everyone on the way is don't go to Silent Hill. And she's like, I don't care. And she goes to Silent Hill and she loses her daughter for a long time. And it's really scary and awful. It was very ill-informed. I think the husband did the right thing by shutting off the credit cards and stuff. But he didn't even find her quick enough. He didn't even really do much. So it's interesting. The premise is hard to get through.
Yeah.
But
Well,
once you're
in
in
addition
it,
in addition to the entire impetus of this movie being that we have to cure our daughter's sleepwalking and night terrors, the other main point is also even more insane, which is she just runs from the cop for absolutely no reason and gets in a
why
car
did she
wreck.
do that?
There's no. They added no motivation for her to fear the cop or have any reason to run. It's so I'm skipping forward a little bit, but we gotta address the line that Max pointed out in the group chat is one of the dumbest exchanges, which is she disappears with Sharon and is on this cross country trip, and then it shows Sean Bean Googling Silent
I love
Hill.
this part.
I kind of love that he actually does Google it and they don't use Bing because it's there's nothing that takes you out of a movie more than when they use a search engine that's not Google.
Yeah, but he Googles ghost towns and then clicks the first link and it's about Silent Hill and he's like, no.
he doesn't even Google Silent Hill. Wouldn't that be your first thing? Also,
Right.
I want to say that this was back when Google was actually useful. It's not useful anymore now that they've introduced AI because the AI answers are always wrong and you have to scroll down to a link that will actually tell you what's going on. And that is so frustrating.
And the link is
frustrating.
usually bad.
Yeah.
Man, I wish there was some kind of profession that would help Google understand what the page is about. Anyways, yeah, this is from our group text. Max texted, legit scene that just happened. I'm taking her to Silent Hill. Didn't you read the websites about that place? Yes, okay. I read the websites.
Like the websites.
The websites.
What are you talking about?
All of them. I read all
It's
the
a very
websites.
like early 2000s thing to say, I feel like.
Right.
I read the websites.
SilentHill.com, ghosttown.com, scaryplace.com. Like,
Haunted.wiki.
So she's taking Sharon. They stop at a gas station, which apparently is a significant gas station in the games, I think. I don't know. On the IMDb, they kept naming it by name, the name of the gas station. I don't know. Anyways, they stop at a gas station, and then the cop sees the mom and daughter like having some kind of exchange because the daughter was distressed that she drew over her nice drawings with like evil, weird, dark drawings. And her mom was just explaining to her, honey, it's just a horror movie trope. It's not a big deal. And obviously you did this because you're in a horror movie. And her daughter was like, no, I didn't do it. I was asleep.
Mom, I'm scared.
And the cop approaches the girl, and the girl's like, I don't answer questions. And the cop's like, yeah, that's good.
That was really weird. Like, I didn't understand why the cop was like so suspicious of this whole thing happening, because the mom was just getting gas and the daughter was crying, which is like, okay, kids cry. That's fine.
Yeah, like, hey, officer, could you not talk to my kid when I'm not there? Thanks.
Yeah.
I know.
See, this is where the bad writing comes in, because this is not what a cop would do in this situation at all.
No.
Like, they would talk to the kid, and the kid would say, I don't talk to strangers, and the cop would not let that slide. And be like,
Cop be like, hands up right
let me
now.
see your hands.
Hands up.
Let me see your hands. Get down on the ground. Get down on the ground, motherfucker. I'm going to tase you if you do not. I will tase you.
Comply.
Yeah, I would love it if they wrote in that the daughter literally just like was a police auditor and was like, I don't answer questions. Where's your warrant?
She reaches into her pocket for her crayon.
What? Yeah. What's your name and badge number? Can I get a supervisor?
You're on video right now. You're on video. You're being recorded.
What crime am I suspected of having committed? What is your articulable suspicion of what crime? And the cop would be, and then the cop would shoot her in the leg and then say that she was obstructing whatever.
Have you seen that video of that guy getting arrested and he's like, what crime have I committed? Eating a succulent Chinese meal?
Yeah. A meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Let go of my penis.
That's so good.
This man has grabbed my penis. No, that's a legendary viral video. And that guy is unfortunately dead now. He just died like last month.
R.I.P.
Dang. Way to bring us down.
A legend.
Anyway,
people die in this movie too.
So yeah, the cop just was like, yeah, good girl. Don't talk to strangers. Okay. And then tries to talk to the mom, and the mom's like, no thanks. Bye.
I feel like that's a very like Predator thing to do, to be like trying to talk to a kid and they're like, I don't talk to strangers. And you're like, aha, good. I was testing you.
Yeah.
You shouldn't talk to me.
Right.
Come on my motorcycle. I'm a motorcycle cop for some reason.
I can tell you from experience, the one thing that will get a cop riled up more than anything is to tell them that you don't trust cops. Like, whew. My wife was estranged from her brother because she said she doesn't, on the surface, trust all cops, without.
Yeah, because why would you?
And he was at the time, a state patrol officer. So he took.
I just don't trust people in general. And if they have a gun, I trust them less.
Yeah, you just don't trust people with guns, unless you know that like they're trustworthy. It's like, I'm not saying you distrust them. I'm just saying you don't trust them inherently. You feel out the situation. Anyways, we're getting a flag for politics again.
Yeah, I don't trust people who sign up to have that job. You don't need to be a cop. You're not a protected race. That is your profession that you've chosen to do.
All right, we're cutting all of this. We need to be able to promote an episode.
I know. I tried to promote our last episode of Smile 2, and it said that we were talking about the election too much, which was literally one question to Brandy, whatever her name was, about being on The Apprentice and what was Trump like. It was
it wasn't even political. It was about a TV show.
Yeah, I literally just said the name of Trump, so we're not going to be able to promote this video. Anyways, so
anywho,
they leave the gas station and the cop goes to pull them over. Is there a reason why the cop is trying to pull them over? I can't remember. Did they do something?
No, the cop does not know that they're going to Silent Hill. There's no way that like any of that is known. But yeah, it's like you guys were saying, like it's strange that she gets pulled over and then she looks at her daughter and she goes, "Make sure your seatbelt's on, honey." And she just like speeds off in her little Jeep. And the cop chases her, obviously, and she makes it to Silent Hill, but she gets in the car accident.
See, here's the thing, like the sequence of events is they get pulled over, and then I don't even know if the cop approaches them or not, but yeah, then Rose tells Sharon to buckle up because Rose sees the sign that says Silent Hill this way. Mm-hmm. And she's like,
perfect.
Done it. It's like, okay, you could just wait until the stop is done,
Which I'm surprised there's like a just a regular highway sign that says Silent Hill when everyone was telling her that Silent Hill is not on any maps.
Yeah. And that the road is closed down. There's a hell of a lot
of signs here. Yeah. There's a hell of a lot of signs.
Yeah, it seems pretty easy to get there, actually. You just follow the road signs that lead you there.
Then you're there.
Yeah, so she guns it and to like get to Silent Hill, and of course the cop chases her. And then a ghost girl shows up in front of her and she gets in a horrible crash. And then wakes up in an alternate dimension. Like, this is like, not for a single second did I think she was not dead at that point. I was like, oh, so she's dead now, right? So she just died. Like,
she's in Silent Hill.
And like, it's just the creepy, ash, misty land of Silent Hill.
No, the best part about this is when she gets out of the car and it's like, it looks like it's snowing, but it's ash. And she just like feels one. She goes, ash.
Uh-huh.
It's like, yeah. Because it's the ever burning flame of coal burning underneath you.
What did it happen 30 years ago, they said? And they're like, the fire is still burning. It's still burning down there.
It's like that place in Russia.
That is actually a thing. There's towns in the U.S. where that is actually happening.
Is that true?
What? What does that mean?
Yes.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, where they get coal? Where do they get coal, children?
In the mines.
From the mines.
From the mines, underground. Yes. Did you know that coal is flammable?
Really? No
Sometimes
way.
the coal underground can catch on fire, especially if you've got a bunch of electricity, shoved down there because of a mine. No,
now, I've mined my fair share of coal.
Oh, really on Minecraft?
Yes, on Minecraft. And now I'm wondering, like, if you were to light a cigarette in a coal mine, would you just blow up?
No.
I don't think it would be good.
But if you dropped it, then everything would catch on fire.
Yeah, so Centralia, Pennsylvania? There's a Centralia mine fire, which is a coal seam fire that has been burning in the labyrinth of abandoned coal mines underneath the borough of Centralia, Pennsylvania, since at least May 27th, 1962.
Whoa.
So the original causes and start date are still a matter of debate. It is burning at the depths of up to 300 feet over an 8-mile stretch of 3,700 acres.
Well, and you know what I'm starting to think is why are we so worried about burning fossil fuels?
Here, let me finish reading this. At its current rate, it could continue to burn for over 250 years.
Holy crap.
It was abandoned in the 80s. So I think like Silent Hill is basically based on this town specifically.
Cool.
I'm starting to think that these coal mines are far worse than any other pollution that we could be doing, right? I mean, they're just constantly burning coal.
I mean, oil
for
spills in the
hundreds of
ocean is
years.
pretty bad.
We might as well be using that thing for cars.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. What do you think we do for hundreds of years? We've been doing that.
We burn shit all the time.
But
No, I'm just saying it's wasted now. Now it's just pollution for the sake of pollution. We might as well use that.
Yeah.
We got to put out that fire.
That's
Just
honestly
put a
like
turbine on.
Pennsylvania isn't that far from Mass. Like I'm probably breathing that shit.
Yeah, just put some steam engines on top of those fissures and
yeah.
Anyways, would that count as clean
Recycling?
energy if there's already a coal fire burning and then you like use that as what's it called? Like the heat that you get from the ground. Just be like, hey,
I don't think so.
Is a coal fire considered a natural disaster, or is that?
It's
Or
just
do we have to
it
take
can happen. I mean, it can
responsibility?
happen naturally.
Just
I think there's like,
happening.
yeah, there's several like caves and stuff that have like fires, either from coal or like sometimes natural gas or something. So
Yeah, I mean, never let a good crisis go to waste. You know what I'm saying?
right. Anywho, moving on. So she's in Silent Hill and she's chasing Sharon. For some reason, she sees Sharon, and Sharon does not want to go to her mom at all.
So she's
She
like,
just
this is definitely my daughter. I'm going to keep chasing her, even though I'm calling her name and she's running away from me. This is
Right.
definitely my daughter. So I'm going to keep going after this little girl.
Yeah, the other part that's not believable in this script is that the mother never gets pissed off.
She's scared.
Have you ever had to chase you guys have never had to chase after your kid that's running away from you. Like once you get to a toddler stage and like your kid just basically wants to commit suicide every 10 minutes by running into roads or like getting lost in a crowd. And you have to chase after them and yell after them because they don't want to go home or whatever. And like the first 2 minutes is like terror and panic. And then after, starting to get winded and they're still not coming back, then you start getting pissed. You're like, God damn it, get back here right now. So the fact that Rose never was like, can you stop fucking running, Sharon? She's always just panicked in panic mode and like, I need to get to her. It's like
She's the gentle parent. She's gentle parenting.
Bryce, can I teach
Right.
you a little bit about how to chase children, because that's like half of my job.
Is it like dogs where you just like turn away from them and act like you're gonna play with them? Be like, can't catch me, and then you run around the corner. And
Very similar. I had a kid who was a runner. I worked with him for a few years. And I just started when he would run away, I would just be like, okay, bye. And I'd turn and walk the other way. And then he would freak out and start coming towards me.
Yeah. Well, when it's your child and you don't want them to be snatched up by predators, it's like at like the county fair. Then it's a little harder to do that.
No, that's true. I'm talking in a contained area.
Yeah, if you're in a school with like, resource officers and locked doors, yeah, you could do that. But if you're at the county fair and, they're running into a labyrinth of strangers, you're going to have to chase after them, unfortunately. Or you'll be, found by the police. Be like, why did you abandon your child? And then
And you'd be like, Max told me it was a good.
I have a counselor
idea.
friend. He told me to abandon my children, and that was what I should do. So, anyways,
I've actually, I feel like the fear of losing your child is just now sinking into my bones.
Mm-hmm.
You're
getting through the stage of the fear that they'll just randomly die for no reason in their sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're starting to get through where it's like they're resilient enough and you've seen them fall over enough that you're like, okay, they have enough muscles to, breathe on their own and just not forget to breathe. And now once they get mobile, it's like, oh, they're trying to find any way to jump into a garbage disposal.
Yeah, I was listening to a spooky story. Have you guys heard of The Rake?
I have, but I don't think
I've heard of The Rake's Progress.
It's a classic creepypasta. I was listening to it the other night. It was nostalgic. It was something I listened to as a kid. And I was like, this is great. And then a child dies in it. And the fear in my heart got so intense that I couldn't sleep.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, it's like the same reason why The Exorcist is a lot scarier now to me as a parent than it was when I watched it as a kid. It was already frightening when I was a kid, but now as a parent, I'm like, this is the scariest horror movie. Like, this is having a child that has a sickness that you can't explain and can't treat is horrifying.
I wonder how many years of doing the podcast it will be until I can relate to your children talk. I wonder how many years of us doing this that I'll actually have kids. And I can
or
be
if
like,
you'll ever
oh,
have
I get
kids.
Max.
That's true. Thank you.
You'll have kids, Sydney.
It'll be, I'm going to call it 6 years. It'll be in 6 years. You'll have
6 years, yeah.
You have like a 5-year-old by then.
What?
You're gonna
No.
You're gonna have some. What was the?
That's so soon. I'll be pregnant next year. Please don't say that.
Well, you're pregnant.
I want to be married first. I
want
to be married first.
You're pregnant for at least 9 months. They say 9 months, but it's really 10.
Yeah, it's 40 weeks.
So you'll be pregnant in 2 months.
Stop it!
I don't know, you could have.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
It could be a 3-year-old. I mean, it could be you in your mid-30s.
In 6 years, I'll be 31. That's not mid-30s.
Man, that's a good question. That we should mark this time and see. Will horror movie talk be around in 6 years? Is the question.
Why not?
Can we take it down a notch? Let's say, is horror movie talk going to be around in 2 years?
What? Don't say this. I love this podcast.
I'm saying yes.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
Maybe.
Stop it.
Could be. I don't know. We'll see.
No, we are.
We'll see what I got going on by then.
Shut up. Don't say that shit. I'm sad. Don't make me sad. I like doing this. I love this podcast. I don't want to think about it ending. That'd be really sad.
I gotta say, I'm discouraged by the metrics. We're not. It's not fun seeing the show not grow.
We grow.
I don't know what to do about that.
Every day. Every day we get new subs.
Yeah, well, I don't
Maybe
know.
the growth was the friendship that we grew along the way.
Yeah, maybe. Look, we've been doing this for 10 months. That's not
Has
nothing.
the podcast grown at all in 10 months?
We've gotten at least 2,000 subs on YouTube since then.
YouTube
I don't know.
doesn't count.
It's hard to say because, I mean, downloads are down quite a bit from last year.
Cool.
But I don't know. I think it's. I think part of it is kind of having to start from scratch with new hosts because you got to build up fans. It's a different podcast. And so it took us, 2-3 years before we even got to this level for the first time. And so, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Give us 6 years and we'll be back to where you were a year ago.
Exactly. I'm at it's a routine for me. Like I'm not changing anytime soon, but I don't know. Who knows what will happen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But,
You people. So negative. So negative. I'm used to being the negative one. You two are more negative than I could ever imagine.
Well, here, let's just use it as an opportunity to guilt our fans, the people that like the show, to share it with others and get us new fans.
I was
share the podcast. Leave reviews.
I network all the time. I'm the only one networking out of all of us. I'm telling everyone.
You know how to get people to care? Title this episode Silent Hill Review, and then in parentheses, the end of horror movie talk.
every week we should do that.
That was actually one of our most popular episodes.
I'm telling you,
I know.
Yeah, Sydney's right. We should add that at the end of every single episode for the next month.
And then just not talk about anything ending. And then we'll get so many comments. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, we got another 1-star review on Apple Podcasts.
We did?
Yeah. I don't think so. It says, so this episode on the Devil's Rejects, this is, of course, starts with every pod member describing how bad the movie is, taking them days to get through, and they don't even want to talk about it, followed by 10 straight minutes of Sydney literally whining like a child. Don't get me wrong. I agree with the sentiments, and I think it's a terrible movie, but unbearably immature. Then the ad breaks out in the middle, in and out of the cast repeatedly and jarring, with the same ads playing multiple times as though a mistake. Not the only time this has happened. Why would I listen any further? Right.
We can't control what ads are playing. Like, that is not something we can control. But
I'm actually starting to think we should remove all ads.
I don't think we can.
How much money do we get from ads?
Well, I'm not going to say it here, but about a third of our money comes from ads.
Yeah, but do you think we'd get a lot more listens if there were no ads?
Well, every podcast has ads, though. Like, every podcast has ads.
Like, I don't know. It's
all right. Well, just let the fans know that I fought for it.
Here's the question: is if we remove ads, would that result in a correlating increase in listeners to where the patron subscriptions would increase to cover the ads? And I don't think that
absolutely not, because people
we got a bunch
Patreon.
Of patrons this last week.
Like, the patrons have been increasing. I should probably mention that. Man, we're getting off track on this. Like, this is not interesting to any listeners. So Silent Hill.
When Pyramid Head came on screen, I texted you guys, let's fucking go. Love him. My fave. I wish there was more of him in this. Have you guys seen, well, you haven't, this was your first time seeing this movie, so you guys haven't seen the second one, right?
Right.
The second one is
movie?
Yeah, and it's ass. Like, it's real bad. Like, it's really, really fucking bad. Like,
is that Silent Hill Revelations?
It is, and it's extremely bad. But it has more of like the bad guy characters, like the nurses, and Pyramid Head is like the main character basically, and it has more of that kind of stuff, and it like ramps up all like the action-y kind of stuff, but it's less about the story and more about the action, which you think might be good, but it's not. It's really bad. But we have a lot more Pyramid Head in that one, which he's just like the most iconic character of Silent Hill. Love him. He's scary. He's got a big knife and he's gonna kill you with it, and that's scary.
Yeah. So while Rose is going through the city, and then it keeps like transferring between, smoky Silent Hill to hellscape Silent Hill, which includes a bunch of scary monsters and, people wrapped up in barbed wire for whatever reason.
That's just how it is.
That's just how it is. That's like the only thing that happens is like, it's a bunch of Rose chasing after Sharon, and then every once in a while she'll like stumble across like some horrific vignette out of 7, or some like horde of monsters attacking her or going after her. And there's just nothing to grasp for me as like a watcher of, other than like, okay, this is, scary monsters are scary, I guess. Because you're not told why anything is happening. She's not really reacting to it in any interesting way or like problem solving. It's literally like just run away long enough for it to stop.
Well, so that's like the video game aspect of it. And like that's like, I mean, what would you do in a video game if you saw a bad guy that you don't have any weapons to fight? You would run away until it stops.
Right.
Yeah, but there has to be some sort of adaptation to make it into a movie. You can't just be like, well, in the video game you do this, so we'll just do that.
This is a case where
I don't think this is a bad adaptation.
Sydney.
Excuse me, pardon me. This is like a case where the filmmaker has too much respect for the game. Like the filmmaker is like trying to make it too much like the game or trying to match it too much, including like the stuff like the music, the production design, like the action, which is literally just like feels like QuickTime events,
It's awesome. It's awesome. I love it.
For people that love the game, I'm sure it's like super entertaining. I'm sure it's like, this really feels like the game. But you know what? It's a different thing to be interested in chasing after someone that's running away from you when you're in control of the person doing the chasing, and watching someone chase someone running away from them for a solid 30 minutes with like nothing else really happening other than having some obstructions in their way. So I don't know, like even like the music, it felt so video gamey that it felt like ambient and that it wasn't motivated by anything happening on the screen necessarily. It was like, no, this is the music that plays when this kind of thing is happening. So it just felt too much like a video game to me, especially this first half of the film. Honestly, I don't know what the point of Pyramid Head is. Like as someone that doesn't watch the video game or play the video game, it's just some big monster that attacks her for whatever reason. It's like, okay, what does that have to do with?
He's the biggest.
Now hold on,
monster.
Sydney. Hold on, Sydney. My question is, what is Pyramid Head? And why does he have a pyramid on his head? And why is his sword comically long? You wouldn't be able to use a sword that long. It's too long.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
And also, how would he know where she is? He's got a pyramid on his head. Doesn't have any eye holes in it.
Yeah, I don't. And like, I feel like it would get in your way. Like you would be bumping your pyramid head on things. Like every time you're trying to go around a corner. Hold on, Sydney. I'm still talking about the pyramid head.
Please.
Okay, explain.
So this movie is an adaptation of the first.
Is he
Sydney,
Egyptian?
Is Pyramid Head have a pyramid because he's part of the Illuminati?
Was his dad a human man and his mom was a pyramid?
Sydney, go ahead. Why are you talking?
Did his head get lobbed off and the doctors replaced it with a pyramid?
Hello?
Sydney, answer the goddamn question.
Okay, there's no need to yell. Can you just... Come on.
Sydney, you're acting hysterical.
So this movie is it's based on the 1999 release of Silent Hill, the original game. And that game follows a guy named Harry as he searches for his adopted daughter in a New England town of Silent Hill. So they changed it to Virginia. I wish it would make more sense if it was in New England, because that's where all the scary things happen.
When do we get to the part with Pyramid Head?
So what Silent Hill is, when you're in Silent Hill as a person in the scary place, it's a story of what happens when you deny your fate. So all of these monsters are manifestations of like your own demons or whatever. Like Pyramid Head is like he's a manifestation of like you said it, Bryce, of like guilt and desire for. So this is in Silent Hill 2. Like the main character guy, he feels bad that his wife died, obviously. And so that's like Pyramid Head's a manifestation of the guilt of that. So it's like the head is heavy because he holds this weight of that guilt on his shoulders. Get it?
And what's the sword?
I don't know. He's just a fucking villain. He's got a sword.
Okay.
I get that the head is heavy, but why is it shaped like a pyramid? Like, couldn't he have been paperweight head?
Right.
I think it's just fucking cool. It looks good. It's fun.
I still think you'd be bumping that thing all over. Every time you try to walk into a room, you'd be bumping it on something.
Right.
Is it Silent Hill 2? Because I don't want to get someone yelling at me about lore. Is it Silent Hill 2? Okay, yeah, it is. It first appears in Silent Hill 2. I was right. Okay, yes. Thank you.
So if that's true, then what's the pyramid head representing for Rose?
Probably her guilt of losing her child all the time, over and over.
Okay, the monster wields the great knife and the great spear, instruments of James's inner torment. There you go.
So I mean, this whole thing
just
is
afraid
a plot
of
device
huge,
for
long, phallic-looking weapons.
So it's a plot. It's a representation of a character that's not in the movie.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, that's a problem. Like it doesn't have a place.
No, and I
the
understand. Movie. Yeah, I understand that, and that is a problem. Because
8 out of 10 she gave this movie.
I like this movie because it's fun.
I'm sorry, Cindy. I'm being.
Cindy's going to be so angry by the end of this. By the end of this episode, she's going to be like.
The problem is I don't have a ton to say about Silent Hill, so I'm just trying to rile Sydney up for content.
Well, like I know I haven't played the games, but I have watched every gameplay of this series for the most part. So it's like I know a little bit, but like I just really fuck with it. Like after I saw this movie, like I've talked about so many times that my dad showed me so many horror movies. This was one of them that he showed me, and he was just like, this is fun. Like this is a fun, like crazy movie. The premise is fun. He hadn't played the games, but he was just like, I like this. And I think it is fun. Like, oh, you go into a ghost town and then like there's a crazy siren that you hear, and then it's just like the underworld where everything comes to life around you and is disgusting and scary, and you can't escape it until the underworld stops and it goes back to regular world. And that's just so fun. Like it's like, what's going on? I don't know. I'm gonna try to find my daughter, and I'm doing a really shitty job at doing it because we need to see all the monsters. That's awesome. I love that. Like
I will say when Pyramid Head kills that woman, it is
when he skins her.
When he skins her, that is probably the best part of the whole movie.
Like ripping it from her chest just off.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the one scene in the movie that I've seen before. I've seen a clip of, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, that sounds interesting. But yeah, it just doesn't really have any significance to the plot other than it's just one of the monsters in Silent Hill. So let's skip forward to the ending, which basically is the movie. And it's explained. So there's this cult.
Massive lore dump. Massive.
Yeah, massive lore dump. So they find out that like, oh, the one place that's safe here is this church, which is a good bit of information. And this church is inhabited by some cult from an indeterminate time period. What?
Yeah, it was from like the 70s, but they're all wearing clothes from like the 1800s.
Yeah, and they're like talking about burning witches, and it's supposed to be the 70s.
And when they do a flashback, they're driving cars, so it's really bizarre.
Can I cut in and say that like the Sean Bean like side quest story is like absolutely insane because like he's with this cop and he's like, I need to find my wife, and the cop kind of thinks he's crazy, and then he like goes to an orphanage and like they like sit him down and like handcuff him and like give this crazy lore dump to him about how the cops dad and him they both lived in Silent Hill and like he saved a bunch of people. Like it was like so weird. Like it was so funny.
Let's not act like they cuffed him for no reason. He like roughed up a nun.
Well, yeah, that's true.
He's like, tell me.
There's so much lore dumped. So what happens is they find this cult headed by the Borg Queen, and we find out that what happened is there was this little girl that they deemed a witch for whatever reason. What was their reasoning for saying she was a witch? I think it was
because she was born out of wedlock and they didn't know who the father was.
That's right. So she was a witch. And so they decided as a community to sacrifice her. And her mom was like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And then she changed her mind. Apparently, because they like didn't even burn her at the stake. They basically roasted her on a spit.
Oh, like it was bad. That's like probably the worst way to go. Like,
yeah, they cooked her like a fucking prime rib.
Yeah,
and so that was horrifying. And then the whatever series of events caused the church to burn down, and everyone burned down with it. And so the whole explanation is everyone's dead. All of the cult members are trying to not feel any guilt about, spit roasting a child. Spit, that's not the right terminology to use. I mean, they were literally roasting her on a spit, but I don't think I should say that.
That's going to get flagged, and we're going to be contacting YouTube being like, hey, why can't we promote this episode? And you're like, because you said spit roasting a child?
Despicable, Bryce.
I mean, I'm just saying, I just realized what I said.
I'm just thinking of that Pavement song now. It's like, you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. Anyway, so
show
like
me
the whole
a word that rhymes with pavement, or I will kill your parents and roast them on a spit.
Okay.
Sydney learned some weird stuff in her days as a witch.
So
you are so lucky that you were not born in the 70s, or you would be spit roasted.
Right. I mean, who's to say she's not getting spit roasted on the regular already? I wouldn't put it past her. So the explanation is that this whole town is trying to avoid the guilt of murdering this child. And then they explain that this child, so what was her name again? Like Alisa or something? Alessa.
Sean.
So Alessa is like a burn victim, and a burn victim ghost. And the girl that Rose has been chasing the whole time is the evil persona of her, and that her actual adopted daughter is the good persona.
It's like Kingdom Hearts. It's like everybody is split into two people. You guys have played Kingdom Hearts, right?
No.
I have watched someone else play it.
Oh, Sydney.
In college. Not on
Kingdom
YouTube.
Hearts. You have like your main person, and then you can be split into
Disney
a second
game?
person called... Yes, it's a Disney game.
You can like be Donald Duck, right?
Yes, you can be Donald Duck. Okay, never mind. I don't know where I was going with this.
Well,
It's like yin and yang.
the important thing is that the Borg Borg Queen is in charge, which is a reference that both of you are not reacting to, and I'm a little
I
disappointed.
don't know what you're talking about, Bryce.
Like, what the fuck? The Borg
You're so
Queen?
old.
Alice Krieg is the actress that's the cult leader, and she played the Borg Queen in Star Trek First Contact
Oh.
and several Star Trek properties.
Christ.
You know, you like to dog on lore, but like Star Trek is like so lore packed. What do you?
It's like one of the most popular Star Trek movies.
I haven't seen a single Star Trek movie.
I've
not
never
a zero.
even, not even
Well,
one.
we will.
Oh, you had
remedy
that
you.
ready.
See, here's the Borg Queen. Here's an artist rendering of the Borg Queen. We'll find her. Hold on.
What the fuck is happening?
Stand by. Stand by. Borg Queen.
Sir Patrick. Looks like
She
a
looks
Hellraiser fucking
kinda gross.
Cenobite.
Yeah. Yeah, she's so the cult leader is this
She has
person.
kind eyes, though.
Anyway, so this is all explained, and then then Rose lets in the evil persona of the sacrifice girl, and then all hell breaks loose. Literally, it turns into a Hellraiser movie, and the cult leader gets spit roasted by some barbed wire and torn in half.
Stop
I'm just gonna
saying
keep
spit
saying
roast.
spit roasted over and over again. And then the movie ends with like a very bittersweet ending where Rose takes Sharon back to their home, but they're still dead.
in
So
Silent Hill. They're stuck in
Yeah.
Silent Hill.
But I think it's funny that every time like Rose is in the Silent Hill world and like Sean Bean is like in real world, like the real world, like he can sense her. Like he's like, I feel her, I smell her perfume.
You know,
Yeah.
excuse me, Sydney. I actually forgot what I was gonna say.
You fucking yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, okay. So, when people die in Silent Hill, we never see them come back. So I'm wondering if that's like how you escape. You have to die, and it kind of reminds me of. You ever had those like scary dreams where you want to wake up but you don't know how to wake up, and so you just like purposefully run towards the thing that's trying to kill you so that it'll kill you and then you'll wake up?
I haven't done that before, but I understand that would be a tactic.
Look, I'll show you. Outlast. Where's the guy? This guy. I'll have to pull him up so that you can see the guy in my dreams that chases me around.
A guy from Outlast
Save
chases you.
image.
That's scary as fuck.
Yeah, I live a sad life. A very scary life.
struggling
Where
right now.
is this? Right there. Boom. This guy.
Yikes.
This guy, and then he'll be chasing me in my dreams. And then I'm so scared, but I can't wake up. And so I have to run up to him and bear hug him, and then he kills me.
Well, that's nice. So what's the final verdict for Silent Hill movie?
I want to say that the second one is like about the dad, Sean Bean, and the daughter, and it's like she turns 18 and like she still has nightmares and shit because nothing was solved in the
Wait,
first
I thought she
one.
was dead.
Yeah, she's
No.
dead.
No, she's not. In the second one, she's alive, and she
But the
has
mom's
to go.
dead?
She has to go back. No, she has to go back to Silent Hill and figure out what's going on again. But she does it by herself this time because she's older, and it has an 8% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's so bad.
Oh,
Wait, what? So she's not dead,
No,
but her mom is. So
no. I don't
how did Sean
remember.
Bean find Sharon then? Did it
I don't-
explain that?
I don't remember. I watched it when it came out in 2012.
he
so
just
I
walked
don't
around and
remember.
started yelling her name for a little while.
Yeah.
This is the synopsis. For many years, Heather Mason and her father, Harry, have been on the run from dangerous forces she does not understand. Heather I don't know why her name has changed. Heather continues to be plagued by terrifying nightmares and frightened by her father's disappearance. Okay. And on the eve of her 18th birthday, she discovers that she is not who she thinks she is. The revelation leads her deep into the demonic world of Silent Hill, where she may become trapped forever.
This sounds like this is just about new characters.
No, it's not, because it's not. Like, I don't know why, like... But then you go on IMDb and it says Sharon De Silva.
I don't know about that. I don't know. Sounds like you're wrong.
Weird. Well, I gotta say, this is like, I understand like the whole nostalgia thing. I mean, if you were to ask like 12-year-old me what was my favorite movie, what was like the epitome of filmmaking, it would have been Independence Day back then. Like that was the best movie that was ever made. And then just end up watching better movies. And you realize, like, you know what? I still love Independence Day. It's still a good movie, but it is not great, you know? Yes. And so I think if I had seen this when I was young, like back, you know, in high school, I would probably really love this movie and feel like, oh, wow, I've never seen anything like that before. Because I had never seen Hellraiser. And, you know, it's fine. I can see why people would appreciate this movie and like it, but standing on its own, separate from a video game, it's lacking. So I'd say if you're a fan of the video games, definitely watch this one. If not, and you're a fan of like Hellraiser and some body horror, you could probably skip the first like 30 minutes at least.
I think this movie is fun. I think it's like, I don't know. I just think it's like a good one. Like if you were to show it to someone who didn't watch horror movies, it would scare them. And that's a fun aspect to it. And also just like, I think it's one of those movies that's better watched with other people. I think that would be like a fun time, like if you threw it on at like a Halloween party or something. But I like. I
feel
this
like
movie.
if you were to show this to, pardon me. I feel like if you were to show this to someone that doesn't watch horror movies, they would look at you sidewise. Yeah. Be like, Jesus Christ! Like, why did you invite me to see a movie where someone was ripped apart by barbed wire getting shoved up their pussy? It's like, but you know, to each their own. Maybe that's.
I also want to make it known that I also want to make it known that I have wanted to get, and I have planned to get a Silent Hill nurse tattoo for a long time on my leg that also has Elvira. My tattoo artist wants me to do a whole like horror themed leg, but I'm doing it one at a time. But I really want a Silent Hill nurse tattoo. I think it would look really cool on my leg.
Max, final recommendations?
Yeah, I would say if the video game never existed and you saw this, you would think this is one of the worst movies ever made. It's not very good.
It's not
very
that
few
bad.
redeemable qualities. I wouldn't really recommend it.
All right.
Whatever.
Sydney, did you have anything else you wanted to say?
No, you guys can fuck yourselves.
She's so emotional.
Oh,
she's acting hysterical. Like she's, you know, just, you know, Sydney, why don't you just like act like a man, you know, just be rational.
Maybe smile more.
Yeah. Maybe smile more, put on some makeup. Just sit and look pretty. Let the men talk. We deserve to be canceled.
Say it again. Say it again.
Sydney, we invite you here for one reason. It's not for your opinions.
Invite me here. This is our podcast.
Sydney,
Max was just going to say for your horror movie expertise.
I'm joking. You know? I love doing this with you. You are amazing.
Mm-hmm. This was fun riling up Sydney. You know? Oh, man.
I think she's really mad, actually.
She's so pissed off right now. Look at her. She just wants to rip our hearts out.
She's like actually mad.
I have makeup on. I literally put concealer on for this episode. That's why it pissed me off so bad. Like I had to put concealer on because I looked like shit. And
No, Sydney, I'm sorry. You look beautiful. You do. You look great. You look great every time. You look great. Moving on to taglines.
Yeah, this is a little awkward now.
Here's taglines.
Oh.
Sydney's taglines will be Silent Hill, fuck you guys.
I was actually thinking of doing that. So.
All right, taglines is a game where we come up with alternate taglines for the film we are reviewing. I was just curious, what are the actual official taglines for?
Welcome to Hell. That's the official tagline.
Welcome to Hell.
Oh man, they stole mine.
Well, that's
Okay,
I think that's a tagline for the game. I don't know if it's for the movie.
Nope. Oh, shit.
Yo, bro, come on.
I love when that so funny. It's like old person noise.
That is just such a, like, every time that noise happens, I'm reminded how much of a boomer Bryce is.
Okay. Here's the actual taglines is enjoy your stay. Or wow, it has a lot. These can't be all real taglines. Anyways, let's move on to tagline. I got 4. How many of you guys got?
I've got 2, but I'm hoping I can come up with a third by the time we're done.
I have 1 in my head, and then I'll keep going.
Okay. Silent Hill. Oh man, no one replaced the barbed toilet paper than this stall. Okay. They're not all great. Okay, I can admit it. They're not all winners. Let's see you guys do better. Fuck you.
All right. You ready? You ready? Watch this. Silent Hill. Ah, hill nah. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Okay, Sydney, can you compete with that?
Yeah. Silent Hill. It's not really silent, and there's not really a hill.
This is a rough tagline.
Wow. Okay. Guys, calm down. I got it. I'll raise the bar here. Silent Hill. More like Foggy Hill, am I right? Okay.
All right, you ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? Silent Hill. The original Quiet Place.
I mean,
Okay.
It's clever.
you know, not.
It's clever. It's good. It's good.
I mean, the rules are if they see light, then they see you, but close. It's more like that movie, Lights, like dark. What is that movie? Lights Out. What is that movie? The one where you have to keep the lights on. And
Sydney, stop
she won't-
stalling. What is
This is a
your...
really long tagline, Sydney. That's kind of...
Silent Hill.
What is your tagline?
Sharon. Sharon. I can't do this.
Silent Hill. When Sean Bean doesn't die in your movie, you know something's wrong.
I think that's fair.
Silent Hill, where witches and saints both burn.
Oh, nice. Silent Hill. The cop was really hot, and I wanted her and the main character to make out.
I didn't think she was very hot.
Well, she looks like
I think she has a
lesbian, so-
distracting face.
They look very, very similar. We didn't mention that. Like, the mom and the cop had a very similar look.
And they touched each other a lot, so I was like, come on. I was like, let's go. It's time.
Nah.
Kissy,
Rule
kissy,
34,
swishy, swishy.
Silent Hill. Okay. My last one. Silent Hill. Recreate the experience of your boyfriend ignoring you. Because they're playing a video game instead of... You're just watching them play a video game? No?
Been there.
Okay.
Been there.
Okay.
Silent Hill. A movie.
All right. This is rough. Sydney,
That was the worst taglines we've ever done.
One last parting shot from Sydney. Okay, we're done. We're done.
Excuse me, Sydney.
I don't have
Did you have one?
No.
Okay. All right. I feel like we need to have an afterpod where we build up Sydney again so we can.
Yeah, it's gotten really awkward in here.
Yeah.
You're so mean to me.
Is that all it takes to throw you off is to consistently interrupt you and
It was the
talk
whole
shit?
episode. It was the whole episode. No, I'm not mad. Oh my God, it's fine. I'm not mad.
Oh,
You seem mad.
My gosh, that was so passive aggressive.
I'm really
I'm
not
not
mad.
mad. You're mad. I mean,
I'm really not mad, guys.
I'm really not mad.
I don't even care, you know?
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Let's go
Sydney.
get some food. It's fine. It's fine, babe. Let's just go get some food. It's fine. I'm just hungry.
Okay, let's just take a moment. Let's let Sydney say everything that she meant to say during the episode.
I don't remember
We'll be
anything.
quiet.
The floor
You know
is
what?
yours, Sydney.
You know what my job is? It's to listen.
I'm going to sit my male ass down and listen.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to say. I don't remember anything that I was
Well, I
going
guess
to
that it
say.
wasn't a big deal then.
Yeah, I guess it's not that big of a deal. You got to say everything you wanted to say anyway. So
I guess me and Bryce had more to say about this movie anyways.
yeah, what are you complaining about? Typical. That's what I say. Typical.
I'm just so emotional.
It's like she just wanted to complain.
I'm just PMSing. I'm just.
Yeah, I knew
I have
something was
ovaries.
off.
Okay, well, I'm going to call it. That's our Silent Hill episode. This episode is in the bag. Thanks to our new patrons. I should probably pull this up. Patrons. I know that Jordan
Sydney's
signed up.
leaving.
I can't. I have
Sydney's
the headphones
done.
in.
Sydney's done.
Yeah, I feel like we got like 5 or 6 new patrons, which is good because lots of people canceled.
Yeah. So thank you to Gertie. Thank you to License to Chill. Electro Pirate.
Hell yeah.
Jed D.
Jed.
iRock Jorts joined as a free member. Thank you for that. Yeah, you just remember, you can always join as a free member. You never know. Like, we'll forget to mark something as patron only, and you might
true.
get some more scraps.
I feel like it's
I've
happened
done
before,
that.
so.
I've definitely done that.
This is apropos. Resident Steveville became a member.
Love that.
The Peak Male Form.
Nice.
Wow. Andrew
Oh, Bryce,
C.
I didn't know that you had a
Jordan W.
separate Patreon account.
Mobile Legends.
Mobile Legends.
Jack H.
Wow.
Al B.
Al B.
Oh my gosh. You guys are killing
Thanks,
it.
guys. Thank you.
Uncram.
A few
And
more and we
unfortunately,
might get...
Sydney canceled, so she can go fuck herself.
I finally canceled. I've been paying for this podcast the whole time.
So,
You know,
anywho.
if just like 100 more people join, we'll be back up to where we were before me and Sydney joined the podcast. So,
No.
That wouldn't take 100. Let me see. How many do we have right now? We've got 76 paid patrons.
nice.
We should do something where we get up to 100. Did we ever get to 100? I can't remember.
No, we got
No.
close to 100 and then we've been slowly bleeding for the past 6
Yeah.
months.
Yeah.
All I know is we used to make twice as much consistently on Patreon. We're going to stick it out. You know what? We love our listeners.
I think we can continue this podcast for at least 6 more months.
Exactly. Yeah. We're going to commit to 6 more months of this podcast.
I quit
And,
today. Today was my last day.
Sydney, don't be dramatic.
Call 682-253-4468 to leave a voicemail. Call and tell Sydney how pretty she looks and how much we appreciate her and appreciate her takes on horror movies.
Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on. Before we end this, I forgot.
What?
When I was streaming last night, there was a new theory on who Ronald is.
Really?
Oh, who?
People are saying it's David.
That'd be fucking, like, that'd actually be crazy. I'd be like, really.
People are saying it's David.
I'd be really freaked out if it actually was David. I wouldn't like that.
I feel like now we need to re-listen to them at some point and see if we can find David's voice in there.
It's not David. There's no way it's David. That's
I would be
people
able
are
to hear
saying
it
David.
instantly. It's not David. It's not David.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I could do is like just go back and
saying.
look at who called with that phone number previously if there was someone. Just something
Oh my god, we have
a little
so
sleuthing.
many. We should have did voicemails because we have like 12.
Let's just do them.
Yeah, from Monday to yesterday, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Let's get
7,
another
8,
2-hour episode.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13!
We could do
13!
We could do a voicemail only episode.
And of course, we have Ronald. That's great.
Okay, we gotta go. Everyone, we love you. Goodbye. Thank you. Bye.
Love you.
Good day, sir. You lose.
You get nothing.
Take a stroll through the scraggly woods. He had no face. Horror.
That didn't sound good.
No, it didn't. That hurt a little bit.